Hey guys, tonight we're staying up way past bedtime because some stories only breathe when the last bus is gone and the janitor's keys stop jingling. Outside these windows, the rain is tapping like it's trying to get in, slow, patient, the way fingers drum on a desk when the teacher's late. The fluorescent tubes up there are humming their usual migraine song, but every few seconds they hitch, like they're forgetting the next note. You probably won't make it to morning after this one. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Drop your city and the exact time you're listening in the comments. I swear I read every single one when these nights get too quiet. Now, dim the lights, maybe crack open a window for that midnight breeze, and let's walk the halls together. It was supposed to be simple. Senior year, second semester, that monster history project on local urban legends worth 30% of our final grade. Mr. Hargrove gave us the keys to room 212 because the library closes at 9 and you kids need to learn responsibility. There were 5 of us. Me, Danny with her perpetual purple headphones, Marcus who could quote every conspiracy thread on Reddit, quiet little Lena who always smelled like the art room, and Jonah, who still owed me $20 from sophomore year. We dragged 2 tables together, spread out laptops and coffee that tasted like pencil shavings, and told ourselves we'd be done by midnight. Home before 1, easy. The building is old, built in 1958, red brick, those narrow windows that look like suspicious eyes. Everyone knows the layout. English wing on the 2nd floor, a straight hallway that ends at the stairwell by the trophy case, then down to the cafeteria and the side exit everyone uses after drama practice. Realistic anchor. The school board almost condemned the place in 2019 because the basement floods every spring and the pipes scream like they're alive. They didn't condemn it. Budget whatever. So here we are, rain dripping through the ceiling tiles into a trash can that keeps going plop, plop, like a slow heartbeat. At 11:17, the overhead speaker crackled. Just static, then nothing. We laughed. Marcus did his impression of the morning announcements lady. Will the owner of a black Honda Civic please stop parking like a jerk? Normal stuff. Then Danny's laptop died at 98% battery. Not low, not dead, just black screen, like someone pulled the plug on the universe for half a second. When it came back, her cursor was dragging itself across an empty Word doc spelling HELP one letter at a time. We blamed a virus, closed it, reopened, kept working. Curiosity beat, right? That little prickling at the back of your neck when you hear the house settle, but it sounds exactly like a footstep. By 11:43, the hallway lights started doing this thing, dimming in waves, west to east, like something huge was walking past the motion sensors. Except the sensors were disabled after 8. Janitors hate false alarms. Lena went to the door, cracked it open, looked both ways. Nobody, she whispered, but her voice shook just enough to make the rest of us pretend we didn't notice. The air coming in smelled wet, like the track field after rain, but underneath it was that old paper smell only schools have, the one that clings to your clothes and follows you home. We tried to focus. Jonah was reading aloud about the rumor everybody knows. The girl who hung herself in the 3rd floor bathroom in 1976 after failing the state exam. They say if you stand in front of the mirror at exactly midnight and say her name 3 times, Clara, 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 the glass fogs and a handprint appears that isn't yours. Classic urban legend, 0 proof, perfect for the project. Danny rolled her eyes so hard I heard it. Marcus was already Googling newspaper archives. I remember thinking some lessons were never meant to be taught, because the second he said her name out loud for pronunciation, the lights in our room flickered once, hard, like a camera flash. Then the speaker crackled again, longer this time, and underneath the static was music, faint, warped, like a record played at the wrong speed. An old song, maybe from the 70s, the kind they used to play over the PA during sock hops before anybody cared about fire codes. It lasted 4 seconds, maybe 5, then gone. We all stared at the little black grill in the ceiling. No one moved. The rain kept tapping. Plop, plop, from the trash can. Midnight came and went. Phones showed 12:03, 12:04, no bars, no Wi-Fi, just the little spinning wheel that never loads. Jonah joked we were in a dead zone, but his laugh cracked in the middle. Danny stood up to stretch, walked to the window, and I saw her reflection do it half a second late. Just her reflection, lagging behind like old video. She didn't notice. I told myself it was exhaustion, caffeine crash, whatever. But the curiosity was turning cold in my stomach, the way milk left on the radiator too long starts to skin over. We decided to take a break, get water from the fountain down the hall. 5 of us, 1 door easy. Except when Marcus grabbed the handle, it wouldn't turn. Not stuck, not locked from the outside. Just refused to move, like the metal had fused. We laughed, nervous now, pushed together. Nothing. Lena tried the windows. They opened fine, but we were 2 stories up and the rain was coming down sideways. The hallway lights were still doing that slow dimming wave, closer now, like whatever was walking had turned around and was coming back. That's when we heard it clear for the first time. A single locker slamming, far away, then another, closer, like dominoes falling in slow motion. Bam, 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 getting louder, steady, heading straight for 212. The kind of sound that rattles your teeth. We froze. The song came back through the speaker, louder, almost recognizable now. Something about dancing in the gym under paper moons. And right as the next locker slammed, our classroom door handle rattled once, hard, like someone on the other side had just tried to get in. The handle stops shaking as suddenly as it started. Silence rushes back and like cold water filling a sunk ship. We're all breathing through our mouths. 5 animals crammed against the back wall of room 212, staring at the door like it might open its own mouth and speak. Marcus is the first to move. He tiptoes over, presses his ear to the wood. I see his shoulders rise and fall too fast. Then he whispers, so quietly I almost miss it. There's humming. We listen, under the rain and the dying buzz of the fluorescents. Yes, a low, girlish hum drifting through the gap beneath the door. The same warped melody that leaked from the PA a minute ago. It's close enough that I can feel the vibration in the floor tiles. Danny mouths, Clara, and the second she does, the humming stops dead. The lights in our room stutter once, twice, then settle into a sickly yellow half-glow, the kind that makes everyone look like they're already buried. The realistic anchor hits me then. This wing of the building still runs on those ancient magnetic ballasts installed in the 80s. They're supposed to be replaced every 15 years. Budget again. They flicker when the voltage drops, and tonight the voltage keeps dropping, like something is sipping power from the walls. Jonah grabs a chair, wedges it under the handle. Lena starts pacing, hugging herself. I notice her sketchbook is open on the table and the page she was doodling on, just random spirals 10 minutes ago, now has a perfect charcoal handprint in the corner, fingers too long, thumb on the wrong side. She didn't draw it. None of us did. We try the obvious stuff. Phones, still no signal. Laptops, Wi-Fi networks vanish one by one until the only thing showing is something called Claire_guest with full bars. Marcus actually laughs at that, a sharp bark that turns into a cough. He clicks it. No password needed. The second he connects, every speaker in the building, hallways, cafeteria, even the little one in the trophy case, crackles alive with that same warped sock hop song. Louder now, like the volume knob is being turned by someone who never learned the word gentle. The lights start talking. Not words at first, just clicks and pops inside the tubes, the way old neon signs do when they're about to die. Then the clicks arrange themselves into rhythm. 2 short, 1 long. Again, 2 short, 1 long. Morse, maybe. Marcus knows Morse from Boy Scouts. His face goes the color of notebook paper. It's saying here, he whispers. Over and over. H-E-R-E. Lena starts crying without sound, just tears sliding. Danny backs up until her spine hits the projector cart. I smell burnt dust from the ancient bulb inside. The projector switches itself on, nobody touched the remote, and throws a square of pale light onto the pull-down screen. At first it's only static, the kind that looks like ants marching. Then the ants crawl into the shape of a girl standing in a bathroom doorway. Grainy, 1970s security cam quality. Bell-bottom jeans, long straight hair parted in the middle. She lifts her head, and I swear she looks straight through the screen at us. The projector bulb pops, loud as a firecracker, and the room goes dark except for the exit sign bleeding red over the door. That's when the fear flips over into something colder. Because the girl on the screen wasn't alone. Behind her, reflected in the bathroom mirror, were 5 more shapes. Our shapes. Same clothes, same positions we're standing in right now, watching her watch us. We bolt. Jonah yanks the chair away, shoulder checks the door. This time it flies open like it was never locked. We spill into the hallway, and the air out here is freezing, breath fogging. Even though the thermostat still reads 72. Lockers line both sides, dull army green, dented from decades of slammed frustrations. Every single one is closed except one, number 318, halfway down, hanging open just enough for a strip of shadow to leak out. The lights are doing that wave again, dim, bright, but faster now, like a heartbeat speeding up. And with every pulse, the open locker seems a little closer, even though we're not moving. Perspective playing tricks, I tell myself. Sleep deprivation. Except all 5 of us see it slide 6 inches toward us without a sound. Danny grabs my sleeve. Her fingers are ice. Listen, she breathes. From inside 318 comes the soft rustle of paper. I know that sound. Yearbook pages turning. Someone is sitting in there, legs folded, reading in the dark. The song leaks out too, tinny and distant, like a transistor radio buried under gym clothes. Marcus takes one brave step forward. The locker stops moving. He takes another. The rustling stops. 3rd step, and the door eases open another inch on its own, revealing a slice of white sneaker, canvas high top, the kind nobody's worn since the 90s. A girl's foot, ankle wrapped in a frayed friendship bracelet made of red yarn. We should run. Instead we stand there, 5 statues, while the temperature keeps dropping. Frost feathers start crawling across the inside of the nearest window, even though it's May. My teeth start chattering, so hard I taste blood where I bit my tongue. Marcus finds his voice. Clara, he asks the locker. The foot withdraws into darkness. The door swings wide. Empty. Just a crushed Pepsi can and a faded Clara plus Tommy 4 Eva scratched into the metal. But the yearbook is there now, lying open on the bottom shelf. It wasn't there 2 seconds ago. I swear on every grade I've ever earned. Lena whimpers. The page it's open to is the class of 1976 candid photos. There's Clara, smiling like any other senior, hair feathered, collar wide. Except someone has taken a ballpoint pen and scratched out her eyes so hard the paper tore. Underneath, in fresh blue ink that still smells wet, are 5 new names written in handwriting I almost recognize. Our names. That's the moment curiosity dies and raw animal fear takes the wheel. We turn and run, sneakers squeaking on waxed floors, breath sawing in and out, the hallway stretching like taffy. The trophy case rushes past, glass reflecting us in stutter frame, like a film with frames missing. We hit the stairwell door at full speed. It should open onto the landing that leads down to the side exit. But when it bangs wide, we're staring at the exact same hallway we just left. Same open locker, same frost on the windows, same red exit sign bleeding. Jonah screams first. The rest of us follow. The lights overhead explode in a chain reaction. Pop, 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 pop. Glass raining like brittle hail. Darkness swallows everything except that red glow and the faint, polite humming coming from every direction now. I think some lessons were never meant to be taught. Because the second we realize the hallway has looped us back to the beginning, the PA system wakes up with a soft chime, the one they use for afternoon announcements, and a girl's voice, sweet, a little raspy, like she's been crying, says clearly, "Attention, late study group in room 212. Please remain seated. Class is about to begin." The chime fades, but the words keep ringing inside my skull like a bell that won't stop swinging. We're back in the English hallway, the exact same stretch of green lockers and flickering tubes. Only now, every door we passed a minute ago is closed tight, handles wrapped with those thin red detention slips teachers use when they're really pissed. The paper looks wet, like it's been soaked in something darker than ink. Jonah is hyperventilating so hard, I think he's going to pass out. Danny slaps him once, sharp across the cheek. The sound cracks louder than it should, echoes both ways down the corridor forever. He blinks, focuses, nods. We move. First plan, find another stairwell. There are 3 in the building. We take off left, toward the science wing. Footsteps slap in perfect unison behind us. 5 sets. But when I risk a glance over my shoulder, there's nothing except our own shadows stretching too long under the half-dead lights. The shadows lag half a beat, like they're listening to different music. We round the corner by the water fountain that always tastes like rust and pennies. The fountain is running by itself, a thin silver stream hitting the basin in perfect rhythm with the sock hop song still leaking from every speaker. Plink, plink, plink. We skid past it. The boys' bathroom door on the right is propped open with a sneaker, white canvas high top, red yarn bracelet on the lace. Same shoe we saw in the locker. The foot is gone. Lena grabs my wrist so hard her nails leave crescents. "Don't look in the mirrors," she whispers. Too late. I already caught my reflection in the dark glass of the trophy cabinet. There's an extra shape standing behind us in the reflection, tall, blurred at the edges, head tilted like it's waiting for us to notice. When I spin around, hallway empty. Just the 5 of us and the smell of wet wool and old chalk. We hit the double doors to the science wing. They don't budge. Not locked. There's no lock on the inside, but they feel soldered shut. Marcus throws his whole weight against them, shoulder first, over and over. The metal booms like a drum. On the 7th hit, the doors give way, and we tumble through into darkness that smells like formaldehyde and wet leaves. The science hall is wrong. The periodic tables that should be on the walls are gone. In their place are rows of old wooden desks from the 1960s, the kind with inkwell holes. They're arranged in perfect lines facing a chalkboard that takes up the entire far wall. Someone has written on it in looping cursive, white chalk still drifting down like snow. "Welcome back to detention. Seats have been assigned." Our names are already on the little brass plates screwed to 5 desks in the front row. The screws are shiny and new. Realistic anchor. This wing was renovated in 2018. They ripped out every last original desk and sold them to a vintage shop in town. I know because my mom bought one for the guest room. These desks should not exist anymore. Jonah walks forward like he's on rails, sits in the desk labeled Jonah R. The second his butt touches the seat, metal cuffs snap around his wrists, old-fashioned, the kind you see in black and white prison movies. He screams. We rush to pull him free, but the cuffs aren't attached to anything. They just float there, holding him. The chalkboard erases itself with a sound like tearing paper, and new words appear. No talking during detention. 15 minutes added. Danny backs away so fast she trips over a desk and lands hard. Her purple headphones fall off. The music pouring out of them isn't her playlist. It's the same warped sock hop song. Only now there are lyrics I can almost understand. Something about never leaving school, never growing old. We drag Jonah out of the chair. The cuffs dissolve into chalk dust the instant he's clear. He's shaking too hard to stand. Lena's crying again, silently, tears cutting clean tracks through the dust on her cheeks. Marcus is muttering numbers under his breath, locker combinations, maybe, or the years the building was expanded. I don't ask. We try every door in the science wing. All locked, all wrapped with those wet red slips. The windows show nothing but brick wall 2 inches away, like the building folded in on itself. The only open door is at the very end. Room 108. The old biology lab nobody uses because the ventilation broke in 2003 and the school board never fixed it. The door is ajar exactly 6 inches, same as the locker earlier. From inside comes the soft clink of glassware and the smell of lilacs left too long in a vase. Someone is humming again. We don't want to go in. We go in anyway. The lab is lit by a single Bunsen burner, blue flame dancing under a beaker of water that's boiling without heat. On the counter sits a girl in a plaid skirt and white blouse, legs swinging like she's on a dock in summer. Her back is to us, hair straight and dark, center part sharp enough to cut. She's writing on a pink detention slip with a fountain pen that drips. She speaks without turning around. Voice exactly like the one on the PA. You're late. I've been waiting since 1976. Lena makes a sound like a kicked puppy. Jonah tries to bolt, but the door behind us is already closed and gone. Smooth wall where it used to be. The girl turns the swivel stool slowly. Her face is pretty in that yearbook way, except where her eyes should be there are just raw pink hollows, like someone pressed thumbs in wet clay. She smiles anyway. I'm Clara, she says, polite as the first day of school. And tonight, I'm the substitute. She lifts the detention slip she's been writing. Our 5 names, neat cursive, red ink that drips upward onto the ceiling. Rule 1, she says, standing. Her knees don't bend right. No leaving until you learn what I never got to. The Bunsen burner flares higher. Shadows stretch. Behind her, the glass cabinets that used to hold fetal pigs and bullfrog dissections now hold something else. Versions of us, pressed flat like pressed flowers, uniforms from every decade the school has existed. There's a me in acid-washed jeans, a Danny with a 90s flannel tied around her waist, a Marcus in Letterman jacket, Lena in saddle shoes, Jonah with the Beatles haircut, all staring out with the same scratched-out eyes. Clara tilts her head. I think some lessons were never meant to be taught, she whispers, tasting the words like candy. But we're going to try anyway. The flame turns green. The room tilts 10 degrees. Somewhere far away I hear lockers slamming again, faster this time, like applause. Clara steps off the stool, and the floor doesn't make a sound under her saddle shoes. The green flame from the Bunsen burner climbs the air like ivy, licking across the ceiling tiles until the whole room glows sickly emerald. The five of us are backed against a wall that used to be a door, feeling the cold cinder block drink the heat straight out of our spines. She walks between the lab tables the way teachers do when they know every eye is on them. Slow, patient. Her head is tilted like she's listening to instructions only she can hear. When she passes Jonah, she reaches out and trails one finger across his cheek. A thin line of blood beads up where she touches, bright and perfect, like she just signed him with a fountain pen. Detention is almost over, she says, soft as the morning pledge. But first you need a substitute teacher who actually cares. Realistic anchor. The school really did have a long-term sub in spring of 1976 named Miss Harrow. Everyone called her Miss Horror behind her back. She vanished 3 days after Clara did. No body, no note, just an empty desk and a stack of ungraded papers that turned up years later in the ceiling tiles. Kids still swear the papers were graded in red ink that smelled like lilacs. Clara stops in front of the chalkboard. With one sweep of her hand, the equations and diagrams dissolve into a single sentence that writes itself, letter by dripping letter. Repeat after me. She turns, smiles with a mouth that has too many small teeth. I'm sorry I left without saying goodbye. The words hang in the air like smoke. The green light pulses. Danny's knees buckle. Marcus catches her before she hits the floor. Lena is mouthing prayers I didn't know she knew. Jonah is staring at the cut on his cheek in the reflection of a glass cabinet, watching the blood crawl upward and vanish into his skin. Clara waits. The room waits. Even the rain outside seems to pause mid-drop. I don't know why I'm the one who speaks. Maybe because I've always been the good student, the one teachers called on when no one else raised a hand. My voice comes out small, cracked, but it comes out. I'm sorry you left without saying goodbye. The second the sentence leaves my mouth, something shifts. The green flame shrinks to a candle. The temperature climbs 5 degrees. Clara's ruined eye sockets fill with tears that run red, then pink, then clear. Good, she whispers. Again, all of you. We say it together, 5 ragged voices braided into one. The words taste like copper and yearbook glue. I'm sorry you left without saying goodbye. The cabinets behind her unlock with a soft metallic sigh. The pressed flat versions of us slide forward on their glass shelves like drawers in a morgue. They're wearing our clothes, our faces, but their eyes are gentle now, almost grateful. One by one they step out, not solid, not ghost, something in between, and stand behind Clara like students waiting for the bell. Clara lifts her hand. The cuffs that held Jonah earlier reform in the air. Only this time they're made of red yarn, the same frayed friendship bracelet we keep seeing. She loops one loosely around each of our wrists. It doesn't burn. It's warm, like skin. Class dismissed, she says. For one heartbeat, I think it's over. We're going to wake up in the parking lot at dawn, soaked and shaking, with the best story no one will ever believe. Then the PA system chimes again. That polite 2-note ding, and a different voice comes through, male, older, tired. Attention. The following students will report to the office immediately for permanent detention. Our names, one by one, in the exact order we just spoke the apology. Jonah first. The yarn around his wrist tightens, not painful, just firm, and he's pulled backward through the wall like it's water. No scream, just the soft sound of a chair scooting in. Danny next. She claws at the air, mouths my name, and vanishes. Lena tries to run. She makes it 2 steps before the yarn lifts her off her feet and folds her gently into the green flame. The fire doesn't burn her. It folds around her like a blanket. Marcus looks at me, eyes wide, and manages one word, run, before he's gone. I'm alone with Clara and the 5 empty desks and the versions of us that now sit in them, hands folded, waiting for tomorrow's lesson. She walks up to me until her forehead almost touches mine. Up close, I can see the faint scars where her eyes used to be, pale threads like someone sewed the lids shut and then changed their mind. "You were always my favorite," she says, and I realize with a sick lurch that she's speaking with Miss Harrow's voice layered underneath, the way double-exposed film shows two pictures in one frame. The yarn bracelet tightens. I feel the wall behind me soften, ready to take me. I do the only thing left. I ask the question every kid in this building has whispered at least once. What happens if we learn the lesson? Clara smiles for real this time, small and sad and almost human. Then you get to teach it. The yarn pulls. The green light rushes up to meet me. And I think some lessons were never meant to be taught, but some teachers were never meant to leave. The last thing I feel is her hand slip into mine, warm, dry, guiding me through the wall like she's walking me to first period on the first day of school. Except the hallway on the other side is quiet and the lights are steady and every locker door hangs open, waiting for tomorrow's students who will never quite make it home. I don't fall through the wall so much as I'm folded into it, the way you fold a note to pass in class. 1 second the biology lab is swallowing me. The next I'm standing in the library, except it isn't the library anymore. The tables are gone. The computers are gone. In their place are rows of wooden card catalog drawers, thousands of them, stretching up to a ceiling that's now 30 feet high and painted midnight blue with silver constellations that actually twinkle. The air smells like the inside of an old book someone left in the rain and then dried by a fireplace. Warm paper, smoke, regret. Clara is beside me, but she's different now. Her eyes are back, hazel, bloodshot, human. The hollows have filled in like wounds healing in fast forward. She's wearing my hoodie over her 1976 blouse, the one I lent Danny last winter and never got back. The sleeves swallow her hands. She doesn't speak. She just points. In the center of the room is a single study table lit by one green banker's lamp. On it sits the 1976 yearbook, open to the page that used to have her photo. Except the photo is blank now, a white rectangle where her face should be. The name beneath still reads Clara Elizabeth Hayes, but the letters are slowly imprinting themselves, lifting off the page like dust motes in reverse. Around the table sit the other four, Jonah, Danny, Lena, Marcus, only they're not quite the versions I last saw. They look older, not aged, older in the way people look in dreams when you know them, but can't remember how. Their uniforms keep shifting. 1 minute senior hoodies, the next pleated skirts and Letterman jackets, the next bell-bottoms and feathered hair. They're turning pages in yearbooks that aren't the 1976 edition anymore. They're every edition. 1958, 1969, 1987, 2003, 2021. All of them open to candid shots of kids who never came to graduation. Jonah looks up first. His eyes are the same soft brown, but the pupils are ring-shaped, like he's staring through a camera lens. "Took you long enough," he says, and his voice has an echo, like he's speaking from the bottom of a stairwell. Danny doesn't look up at all. She's tracing a photo with one finger. The picture shows the 5 of us in this exact library, taken from behind, heads bent over books. Except the timestamp burned into the corner reads 11:47 p.m., May 17th, 1976. Same night, different year. I try to step forward and can't. My feet are stuck to the carpet, which is the same industrial gray-blue the school has had since the 90s. But now it's growing, fibers lengthening, curling around my ankles like seaweed. Clara finally speaks, soft, almost shy. This is the yearbook room. Every student who stayed too late ends up on a page eventually, some sooner than others. Lena closes her book gently. When she lifts her face, I see the lower half is missing. Just smooth skin where mouth and chin should be. She signs with quick, angry fingers. We try to leave. Every exit is a cover. Every cover slams shut. Marcus pushes his yearbook toward me. The pages are blank except for fresh Polaroid squares still developing. One by one, they darken into images. Me walking into room 212 tonight. Danny's reflection lagging in the window. Jonah's wrist bleeding upward. Lena's handprint on the sketchbook. Marcus connecting to Clara_guest. And the last photo, still half white, shows me right now, standing frozen while carpet vines crawl up my shins. The realistic anchor hits like a slap. Our school really did have a tradition of ghost photos in the yearbook. Every few years a blank space would appear on a page with just a name underneath. Faculty blamed printing errors. Kids blamed Clara. No one ever fixed it. Clara walks to the card catalog and pulls open a drawer labeled HAY-HEF. Inside are hundreds of index cards, each with a student photo paper clipped to it. She flips through until she finds one, my student ID from freshman year, and pins it to the blank space where her own picture used to be. The yearbook on the table sighs, pages fluttering like it's breathing. My photo is suddenly there, smiling the awkward smile I hated, right next to her name. The caption rewrites itself in real time. Clara Elizabeth Hayes and guest. Some friends are forever. The others stand up in perfect synchronization. Their faces keep flickering between decades. Jonah's Letterman jacket becomes a modern hoodie, becomes a military uniform from the 50s. Danny's purple hair turns feathered, then shaved on one side, then long and ironed flat. They move like a yearbook coming to life, frame by frame. Clara takes my hand again. Her palm is warm now, alive. You asked what happens if you learn the lesson, she says. This is it. You stay. You wait. You welcome the next group who thinks a history project is worth staying after the buses leave. I try to pull away, but the carpet is at my knees now, soft as forgiveness. There's a cycle, she continues. Every 49 years the school needs 5 new pages. 1976 was my year. 2025 is yours. The building keeps what it needs to keep standing. Marcus opens another drawer, 2025 seniors, and starts laying out fresh blank cards like a dealer at a table no one ever wins. I feel the first tug behind my eyes, like someone is threading film through a projector. Memories I haven't lived yet start spooling. Next year's freshmen walking past lockers that whisper their names. A new group in room 212 laughing about urban legends. The PA chiming at midnight with my voice, giving detention instructions. I scream, or I think I do. No sound comes out. The library drinks it. Clara leans close, presses her forehead to mine the way best friends do when they're telling the worst secret. I was the last one to fight it too, she whispers. It gets easier when you stop counting the years. The green banker's lamp flickers once, twice, then steadies into warm, ordinary light. The constellations overhead dim to glow-in-the-dark stickers someone put up in 1998 and never took down. My friends, my former friends, sit back down and open new yearbooks that haven't been printed yet. Their faces settle into the versions I knew an hour ago, an eternity ago. They look almost peaceful. Clara releases my hand. The carpet releases my legs. I can move again, but there's nowhere to go. Every drawer in the catalog is sliding open by itself now. Thousands of them, whispering like paper wings. She walks backward until she's sitting in the 5th chair, the one that was waiting for me. The yearbook in front of her is open to a fresh double-page spread. 5 blank rectangles. 5 names already inked beneath. I understand then. The substitute isn't Clara anymore. It's me. I think some lessons were never meant to be taught, but some classrooms never run out of students. The lamp flickers one last time, and I take my seat. Time stops, meaning anything after the fifth chair accepts my weight. The green banker's lamp settles into a soft, ordinary glow, the kind that makes you believe everything might still be normal if you just keep your eyes on the page. I open the new yearbook in front of me. The leatherette cover is still warm from the press, the spine uncracked. Inside, the smell is fresh ink and possibility. Across the table, Clara watches with the patient smile of someone who has waited 49 years for someone to take the register. She is fading now, not dramatically, just gently, the way a photograph left on a dashboard loses color one summer at a time. Her outline blurs at the edges, hair first, then fingers, until only her eyes stay sharp. Hazel, tired, grateful. "Thank you," she whispers, and the words come out in my own voice. Then she is gone. The chair she sat in is empty, the way it was always meant to be after the last bell. Jonah, Danny, Lena, Marcus, my predecessors, my classmates, my ghosts, lean forward in perfect silence. Their faces are steady now, locked into the versions that will greet the next group. They don't blink. They don't need to. The yearbook pages in front of them are filling themselves with candidates that haven't happened yet. Freshmen sneaking into the auditorium. A couple kissing behind the gym bleachers. 5 seniors laughing in room 212 while rain taps the windows like it's trying to get in. I feel the school settle around me, the way a house settles after the last moving box is carried out. The library lights dim to their nighttime level. Somewhere far away, lockers stop slamming. The PA system gives one final polite chime and falls asleep. It is quiet enough that I can hear the building breathe. I turn to the dedication page. Someone, me, I realize, has already written it in careful block letters. To every student, whoever stayed too late. This school was built for you. The words glow for a second, then sink into the paper like they were always there. I close the book. The cover now reads Westbridge High 2025 in gold foil that hasn't been designed yet. My thumb leaves no print. My reflection in the glossy surface is already a little out of focus, like a picture taken before the subject was ready. Jonah pushes a small brass bell across the table, the kind teachers used before electric buzzers. It wasn't there a moment ago. I know what it means. When the next group gets locked in, when the lights start their slow wave, when the song leaks from the speakers, I will ring it once. Just once. And they will come find us, same as we came looking. Danny lifts her hand in a small wave. Her purple headphones are around her neck now, silent. Lena smiles with the mouth she lost and somehow found again. Marcus gives the tiniest nod, the one that says we're still friends, even here. Outside the high windows, the rain has stopped. Dawn is a long way off, but the sky has that pre-dawn bruise color that makes everything feel possible and final at the same time. I stand up. The carpet releases me without complaint. My legs know the route already. Down the English hallway, past the trophy case that will soon hold new plaques, into room 212, where 5 new laptops will be dying at 98%, where 5 new voices will laugh about urban legends and deadlines. I pause at the threshold of the library. Behind me, the card catalog drawers slide shut one by one, soft as coffin lids. The constellations overhead blink out until only the glow-in-the-dark stars remain, the cheap kind that lose their charge by morning. I think some lessons were never meant to be taught, but the school is patient. The school is always patient. I step into the hallway. The lights come on ahead of me, steady and warm, the way they do for teachers arriving early to set up before first period. My footsteps echo once, twice, then match a rhythm older than any of us. Behind me, The library door closes without a sound. Ahead of me, room 212 is waiting, tables pushed together, coffee going cold, 5 empty chairs arranged in a perfect circle. I walk toward them, humming under my breath, something slow and sweet from a sock hop nobody alive remembers. The PA crackles once, testing. I clear my throat, smile the small polite smile substitutes wear on their first day, and speak into the quiet. Attention, late study group. Class is about to begin. The building is asleep now, or as close to sleep as it ever gets. The last light in the English wing clicks off by itself at 4:57 a.m., the way it has every morning since 1958. Rainwater drips from a broken gutter, counting seconds no one is keeping. Somewhere in the basement, pipes knock once, twice, then settle. Papers that escape the trash can slide across the floor in slow motion, pushed by a breeze that isn't coming from any open window. If you walk the halls at this hour, and some kids still do, daring each other, phones flashlight bright, you might hear faint music behind the walls, the kind your grandparents danced to under paper moons. You might catch the soft scrape of a chair being pulled out in an empty room. You might see 5 shadows bent over books that haven't been printed yet, heads close together, laughing the way